Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Ah, okay. So is that like a good difference or like a bad difference? What? Hey, what's up World Wide Web? Welcome back to the channel where we explore the mind and the world, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys about a poem, some poetry. Wait, no! So if you've studied English and poetry in your lifetime, whether you're in school or whatever, you have probably heard of this poem by Robert Frost called The Road Not Taken. And a lot of travelers like to cite this poem as an inspiration for travel because the road less traveled by, that has made all the difference. And so it inspires them to explore places that they haven't gone before. But I'm here to tell you that that concept and that idea might not be the original idea and intent of the poem. And while I think it's okay to pull a different type of meaning, pull something else from a work of art, I definitely think that it's important to understand the context and also the original intention of the original artist and author. Now, The Road Not Taken was a poem written around World War I era by Robert Frost. The poem was written in the style of an iambic pentameter with an A-B-A-A. Wait, don't unsubscribe! Okay, let me just read you guys the poem first and then we'll go from there. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for the passing there, had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. This poem was sort of written in perspective of Robert Frost's friend and fellow poet, Edward Thomas. Now, Edward Thomas, according to Robert Frost, Edward Thomas would always regret things. And whether he would go left or he would go right, he would always regret not having gone the other way. And the ending part of the poem that a lot of people like to quote, I took the one less traveled by and that has made all the difference, well, he actually takes this and writes it with a sigh. The sigh that he takes when looking forward to the possible him looking back at this decision that he made going the other way. Well, he's not saying it with a sigh of relief, he's saying it with a sigh of maybe regret. And it's kind of disheartening to hear that whatever decision you choose, it ends up being the wrong decision. But maybe there's a silver lining. Maybe Robert Frost wrote this as a cautionary tale, not as something to follow, but something as to avoid. The perspective of this story, depending on whether or not they choose left or they choose right, whatever, they're going to regret it. So maybe Robert Frost wants us to learn to think that, well, even if I chose poorly in the past, or even if I chose poorly soon, what matters really is what you decide to do after that, what you decide to do as a response to the poor decision that you made. Yeah, you might have spent a lot of time watching YouTube and Netflix when you should have been studying or should have been working on that thing that you wanted to work on, doing chores, whatever it is. But shoulda, woulda, coulda is not really going to help you because, well, as far as to my knowledge, you can't really go back in time and fix it. But what you can do is try to figure out what you're going to do now. Maybe now you're going to go to the gym, or now you're going to get cracked down on your studying or your work or whatever it is. So maybe deciding to go down the path less traveled might not be the best decision, but it's a decision that you decide to make. And whatever the outcome is, you kind of have to deal with it. But maybe that's the best part in life, is trying to figure out what to do next. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'd love to know what you guys think about this poem. And if you like this video, make sure you hit like and subscribe to my channel to be notified of when my next video will be. You can watch my last week's video over there. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All my social media links are down in the description below. But that's all I have for you guys today. Until next time, go explore something.